In the middle of our gospel reading today, we get perhaps what might seem a little bit of an odd connection or correlation or even contradiction. For Jesus is speaking that the one who is from heaven testifies to what he has seen and heard, but no one accepts his testimony. And then the very next line, it immediately says, whoever does accept his testimony certifies that God is trustworthy. So it seems odd that he's saying no one accepts the testimony, but then how do you have some people who do accept the testimony, and how can they certify that God is trustworthy? And there are a number of ways of looking at this and understanding this passage. First and foremost, it could be very easily seen as a type of exaggeration, that no one accepts his testimony is that exaggeration of saying that most people are not going to necessarily understand or recognize Christ. But part of it is also this understanding of the working of God by that grace, that he is earlier making this distinction between the earthly and the heavenly, and he is saying that no one on earth, no earthly person, none of us is capable by ourselves of receiving or accepting that testimony of heaven. The only way that we can receive that testimony is by that first grace of God, that he has first loved us and first shared with us that grace, enabling us to receive and accept Jesus Christ. It is that grace freely given in which we have no part. We have nothing that we do, nothing that we have done, nothing that we could do enables us or merits us to receive that grace. It is first given from God, and then enabling us to now be able to say yes, to accept that testimony. So that might be one of those ways of understanding it. Another way might be to say no one accepts his testimony is the other acknowledgement between the difference between earthly and the heavenly, that God himself is infinite. God himself is far vaster and greater than anything that we could ever comprehend. Even if we were given an infinite amount of time, we would still never fully receive all of that revelation of God's self to us, because we are in many ways incapable of receiving it all. And so there is that aspect of saying it is kind of like if we are the thimble. It's trying to say, well, how is that thimble going to contain the whole ocean? It is simply impossible. We are small vessels. And part of our understanding of this can be to say that, yes, we can't fully accept or receive all that revelation of God, or fully, completely understand who God is in the same way that Jesus, who is divine, who is God, understands the Father and knows the Spirit. We are, in many ways, not capable of that. So it is saying that reality, but also should be that desire to say, Lord, help my vessel grow. May I grow from that thimble to that cupful, to the bowl, to the whatever pot, and so on down the line. May I continue to grow, to be able to receive more and more of what you have revealed, of what you are sharing with us, that I might be a closer friend, ever more united with you. But even within all of these, as it says, whoever does accept this testimony, whoever has received that grace, whoever is desiring to expand that vessel, to open their hearts more to the Lord, says whoever accepts this testimony certifies that God is trustworthy. And this certifying, or however they would use the term here, is basically saying that, yes, you have received this free grace. There's nothing you have done, but now that you have received it, there is still something that you need to do. It is not just that passive reception. It is not God puppeting you with his grace to enable you to say, Jesus Christ is Lord. It is absolutely and must be a response, a cooperation with that grace. And that is very important for certifying that God is trustworthy, that we are receiving it, and we do have that participation of saying yes, and that interior of our hearts to say, yes, I believe all that you have revealed, O Lord. May we not only grow in that gift of God's grace, may he fill us with his grace in abundance, but may he help us day by day to say yes in faith to that grace, to cooperate with that grace in being true witnesses, certifying in our hearts and to the world that God is trustworthy, that his words are true and good and are to be believed for our benefit and the benefit of the whole world.